Welcome to another Millionaire Profit System production. In this video I'm going to share with you how you can make money selling small gigs for just $5. Now you may not think that you can make a lot of money with this, but if you set this up properly, you set it up right, then potentially you could bring in several $1,000s a month pretty much on autopilot, which frankly to me sounds like a very good deal. Now one of the sites we're going to concentrate on is Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. Now, you've probably heard of it, I'm sure, but what I want to do is show you how you can use Fiverr to actually make some money. A lot of people come on here and buy gigs, and it's a great place to go. Now, before we move on and show you Fiverr, there are many other gig sites like this. Some of them allow you to sell higher price gigs. Some of them, are $10. Some will allow you up to sort of $100, $150 for a gig. So, depending on what you're offering, don't think you're stuck with it's got to be done here. Now, if what you're doing is not cost effective for $5, then you need to consider using one of the other sites. But Fiverr is by far the most popular. So before we start, what you need to do is sit down and write out all your skills and think about what skills can you offer on here. So we've got to think about what software tools do you have that you can rent to other people. So do you own something like SE Nuke? Do you own something like an article submission tool? Do you own a RSS submission tool? Anything like that? Have you got any software tools that you could hire out your services to? That's one thing you can do on here. Very simple. People will buy them. People want backlinks. They want incoming links, and so on. You can see here. Let's have a look. There's people that will write songs. People make you a cuddly animal. Voiceovers. Crochet. Sing happy birthday. Oh dear, some of these are dreadful. There you are. Someone will mention your company, business and city on Vegas Talk Radio. We'll have a look at that one maybe a bit later on, and so on. So what we can do is we can think about what sort of skills have we got. So can we do voiceovers? Can we? One of the popular ones is taking pictures in front of something. Do you have a famous landmark nearby? Could you go visit that landmark and take a picture of yourself holding up a sign in front of it? Do you have particularly nice eyes that you could take photos of your eyes for people? Do you have a talent, that you could share with people on here? So if we look at social marketing, for example, we can see what's in here. Could you create a video review for a site? Have you got lots of Facebook fans or YouTube channel or something like that? Could you find keywords? There you are. Twitter, posting on forums, Facebook, and so on. So there's a lot of different opportunities here on what you can do for people. Okay, so just think about what you can offer, and you're not just limited to internet marketing things as well. People will buy all sorts of bits and pieces. People collect postcards. Could you find some unique postcards in your local area and send those to people? There you are. Now a lot of people collect postcards, so you could be onto a winner here by sending a postcard from wherever it is you live. And there's all sorts of weird and wonderful things on here that you could do. So your first step is to sit down and take stock of what you can do, what you can offer. Now you could look down here and look at what people are after. That gives you an idea. But you can see here's some of the funnier options, shall we say. Palm reading, a name in cappuccino, a handmade Harry Potter wand, tarot reading. There you are, reverse rip up paper, fantastic. There's all sorts of peculiar things here, and some of these actually do quite well. Now on each account you can create a maximum of 20 gigs. So if you sort of run 20 gigs and then think, well actually I want to create some more, then you are going to have to create another account on here. Now, it's very simple to sign in. To join, it really is. You just click join, and you put in sort of 3 details. It's not complex. Email, username, password. I would recommend that you use a username related to whatever it is you're selling on here. So if you're selling SEO, you'd put sort of SEO guru. There you are. That's available. If one of you wants to use that, feel free. You could be SEO guru or whatever it is. So you can group them by different accounts. So it's very simple to do. And then of course you just do the sum there. Now let me log in and I'll just show you how you create a gig. Okay, so very simple. What will you do? Make it snappy, make it something that grabs people's attention. You want to be able to tell them exactly what you can do for them in 200 characters or less. Pick a category, a description, put a description of what you're going to do, and instructions. Now, they do not like you to share email addresses in here, so don't try and put an email address in. If I want to give someone my email address, I tend to say you can contact me outside of here through our good friends, Google Mail with the name of, and then my name, something like that. So if you want to get them to contact you outside, you've got to be sneaky. But sometimes you do that, because I've actually run gigs on here for some SEO services. I've actually had people then say, well, we want to hire you to do more, and I've actually got long-term contracts from people to do SEO for them. So it's a lot of potential. Now your description has to be very precise. Tell them what you're going to do, give them some examples, etc, etc. Tell them how they're going to know you've done it. If I'm doing say I'm doing an article submission, how do they know that I've done it? They won't. I've got to send them a report with a list of all the articles that have been submitted, so I need to put that in there, that I'll do that. What I need to do in here is send them instructions. What do I want from them? So if I'm doing an article submission, I may say, send me a 450 word plus unique article together with a summary, title, resource box and keyword, and 5 keywords, that sort of thing. Put something like that in. Be polite, of course. And that's it. That's all you do, and off you go. And get it out there. Then you can market it. Either one thing you can do is you could post on forums and link to your Fiverr gigs or whatever it is. So there's quite a few things you can do. You can obviously do some SEO work on your Fiverr gigs, get them ranking so people will hire you, and all sorts of things. Now, another good way of making money on Fiverr is, if we go back home, I'll just show you how you can do this. It's actually quite clever, to be honest. What we need to do is, if we search for PLR, oh no, I've done it wrong. Let's just go back. Okay, you can see there's people doing all sorts of things here for PLR. So, people send you PLR articles and all sorts of odds and ends. So one thing you could do is you could say, well, I want some PLR on see, look what's popular, what people have bought a lot of. And what you can do is you can then offer something. So you can find the PLR reports, go onto any of the PLR sites, masterresellrights.com. Masterresellrights.com is perhaps one of the best sources for PLR stuff. You find a PLR book or some good PLR articles, give them some new titles, maybe do a little bit of jiggery pokery, rebrand them a little, fill them full of your affiliate links, make sure there's lots of your affiliate links, and sell PLR rights on here to the book. So here you are, consulting for cash, it's PLR, $5. You could do this, sell it with PLR rights and your affiliate links in, and of course you make some money from it. and you can see all sorts of things from what people are doing on there. Now, one thing you've got to be careful, and I think this is a mistake a lot of people make with this. So, yeah, people will say, well, I'm going to offer whatever service it might be. So, say I'm doing, say I'm offering SC Nuke, okay? I'm going to offer some SC Nuke services. What I would find is, right, so even a simple thing, $5. So, $1 of that goes to Fiverr. So I've got $4 in my pocket. Once I've done my SC Nuke, now if I'm doing, say, the automatic decapture, that's going to cost me per money. So if I do something that needs 500 decaptures on the cheapest decapture service, you're talking probably, you know, say $1. On some, you're talking sort of $3 or $4 for 500 decaptures. So say I've paid $1 for that, I'm down to $3 profit now. So if you've got to work out, is it cost effective for me to actually provide this service? If I was using a more expensive capture decoding service that cost me say $3 for 500, suddenly I'm down to earning $1. And you've got to say, well, is it actually worth my while? Yes, you know, I'm making $4 here, but I'm spending $3 of that on capture codes. So this is actually one of the biggest mistakes people make with Fiverr, is they run a gig and they think, great, this is going to work, and then realise that it's actually not cost effective. You know, you want something that isn't going to take a lot of your time. You know, I don't want to post a gig for $5 that's going to take me an hour to complete, because at the end of the day, what's the point? In an hour, $5 an hour is a terrible salary. You know, I could earn more than that doing other stuff. So if I'm only going to be on $5 an hour, I might as well go and get a job pouring coffee in Starbucks, to be perfectly truthful with you. So, you know, you can do a lot better if you think about it. Set things up so they're on autopilot and they run automatically. You want things that are as hands-off as possible. You literally take the information, feed it into a system, off it goes. Or you just send somebody a link, they download it, end of story. That's all you want to do. It really is. So it's not complex, it's not difficult. But, you know, Fiverr is a good place to do. And, you know, you put together some gigs on here and you sell them. And what you'll do is you'll find, you know, say you've got 20 gigs running. If you sell 1 gig per week of each one, okay, that's, how much would that be? That's 5 times 20, so that's $100 a week, isn't it? So, yeah, you're doing $100 a week on autopilot. Yeah, do that so you've got 1 gig a day, you're on $100 a day, which is a good amount of money for autopilot doing very little. So, you know, these are very, very powerful, a powerful way of making money if you're willing to put the effort in. And that's the key. You've got to be willing to put the effort in. You set your gigs up properly, you're going to see money coming in. And as I said, there are people who have set gigs on here using multiple accounts. You know, they set up half a dozen accounts. There's people pulling in, you know, thousands of dollars a month from various gigs on here, all on autopilot. So it really is worth your while to use this system and to make money from it. You'll find you get some really, really good results. So that's Fiverr. There are plenty of other sites like Fiverr out there that you could use, no problems at all. So, you know, give it a go, set up some gigs, think about what skills you've got, and get making money on it. It's a great way to really get some money coming in pretty quickly. It takes a week or so for the money to clear through once you've been paid, for it to get into your PayPal account, but you know, you can certainly cope with that. And as I said, it's a lovely, simple way of getting it going and making money with minimal effort, pretty much. So that's Fiverr, Fiverr.com.